Hey guys, what's going on? Thought I'd do a video series this week on trades that I think will survive this downturn in the market. So hopefully you guys are not getting hit too hard with this downturn. It's definitely been something that has taken a lot of people by surprise, especially newer traders that maybe don't have a lot of experience trading when the market turns over like this. So if we look at the chart on SPY, we've had kind of a bad turnover, and today was really quite bad. So let's have a look. So let's set this on this is the futures actually. Let's just do SPY since it's easier and more people know what SPY is. Some people don't even know what ES is. So let's do SPY right here. And let's do daily chart here. So we go all the way over to right here. So you see we had this huge red candle today. So people were starting to get a little nervous here, maybe a bit nervous in this red candle. These are daily candles, right? And then boom, we had this big red candle. People are freaking out. I'm getting emails from people. I'm seeing people wanting to quit services. I'm seeing people asking for refunds on services. It just goes on and on. But this move is not that bad, really, overall, when you like look back in history, right? Like this thing is choppy. It goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down. And unfortunately, it takes a lot of stocks with it, right? So if you're in a service that is buying options, for example, there's a good chance that if you're buying calls at this point, you're probably down or taking several losses for the last week, basically, in these services. That's not unusual. It's not some reason to suddenly jump to a different service. However, I do want to give you some potential services that could help you in this potential downturn. If we keep chopping and downturning and chopping and downturning and chopping all the way down, like we've had this really nice bull run since November, I think there's a couple of ways that you can trade that you might find useful. So today I'm going to start with the first one. Tomorrow I'm going to tell you about the second one. So the first one is by Brian Bottarelli. It's called Catalyst Cashouts Live. I've done a review on it. It's in the description below. You'll find a link to this review. I'm going to keep a track record as well. So far I've only got one trade to go on, which is nothing really. And that's something else I want to point out to people in general is like if you've only done 3 trades in a downwards trending market, you can't really gauge a service. So you've got to be careful not to jump ship too soon, but you have to kind of evaluate where you are with your own risk reward. So it's something that's kind of personal to yourself, but also at the same time you've got to be like, okay, the market just took a sudden downturn. Okay, that's it. I'm done. I'm going to claw back all my money with a credit card from the service because they suck. That's not necessarily true, and it's something that I've seen a lot every time the market does this. So just be aware of that. It's something that if you're in a service, maybe you just joined a week ago and you've taken a few trades and you've seen a few losses. That's just normal. You can't measure trades or services with trades like trading alert services basically by just at like a week or two or even three. It's over weeks or months or even years that you judge a strategy or a service by. And saying that, I think this is a service that will be more robust to these market turndowns, and that's because it's catalyst driven. The catalysts don't care that the market's dropping, right? So if you do a strangle trade, which you'll learn about in this article if you read it, then basically if you do a strangle trade on a catalyst, you're more likely to win. Even if the market takes a big move up or a big move down, it doesn't really matter. And so the fact that the overall trend is down doesn't matter so much. So hopefully that makes kind of sense to you. Read this article. I think it's really informative. I did an interview with Brian Bottarelli, who runs the service. We did our first trade last week, and it was a winner for me. It was a loser for some other people, depending on whether you saw the alerts in time and all that sort of stuff. It wasn't an ideal first trade by any means, so I'm hoping that basically people that are in the service will realize that maybe that was potentially a particularly bad trade. So we don't really know why it didn't move the way it should have moved, but it looks like it was some sort of volatility weirdness. Now, do I expect that going forward? I don't. I think we'll see some good results from this catalyst driven trade service. It's every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. On the dot, you get live stream with Brian and Karim and Ryan from Monument Traders Alliance. And they are really excited about the service, as you'll see from the interview that's in this article if you watch it. It should be good. Saying that selling options or doing strangles, either on the buy side or the sell side, is a good way to make money regardless of the market conditions. So it's something you should definitely pay attention to. Lance from Theta Traders and I have done basically a free course on how to learn how to win 90% of your trades in 90 seconds. People sell this for a lot of money. This is stuff that we're giving out for free, so you guys can check that out in this article as well if you want. So, here's the interview with me and Brian. I think after watching this, you'll realize that this is a very interesting strategy and something you might want to get involved with, especially now that we have this uncertainty, this downwards trend. Is it going to keep going down? Is it going to go up? We don't care as long as these catalysts provide a move in either direction, whether massively up or massively down. We should make money in theory, right? And that's what their backtests have shown, and that's what a lot of people have done for many years on earnings and on government reports. And this one focuses on government reports, in particular the JOLTS report, which is once a month, but you get a trade every week as long as there's some sort of catalyst to drive that trade. So here's Brian, just kind of scrolling through my article here. I'll again just check out the link in the description below and go to this article and read it. You'll get all the information you need from that. So JOLTS is the one that I'm most looking forward to. It's the one that has the best backtesting results. It's only once a month though, but sometimes quality over quantity, right? So maybe you want to sit out while the market like settles down a little bit, and then a JOLTS comes along. So JOLTS is an acronym for Job Openings and Labor Turnover Survey, or JOLTS. And sometimes people think it's the only trade that's done in this service, so one a month. That's not true. Generally there's more than that, typically once a week. Not sure what's going to happen this week because there doesn't seem to be any huge like catalyst happening. But when the JOLTS comes along, this is something I'm definitely going to go in on. And I think it's going to be interesting because the backtesting really does show some really nice movement on these economic events. And this is something that people have feared for a while. Like these economic events like the PPI or the CPI, or the rate of inflation for consumers, is something that people have really not really enjoyed trading because of the uncertainty involved. These types of strangles that Brian does on these, though, are actually pretty interesting. So if you want the full backtested data, just email me at stockalertsreviewed@protonmail.com. I can give you all the backtested data for this strategy on all the different events, CPI, PPI, JOLTS, all these different ones. There's loads and loads of them. And so here's some of the data that you can see right here. So 114.53% return once a month for this particular release dates. So really nice, some good stuff. Stuff that people have not really even paid attention to, like the ADP National Employment Report. Sometimes people don't pay much attention to that. That also has a decent track record, which I showed right here. So again, go to the article and check that out. If you want to check it out further, I would definitely look at the sales webinar they have. It's pretty good, it's pretty short, and you get the option to buy at the best possible price. There's also potential just to buy from the order form right here as well. So yeah, so these are strangles, and basically you can learn about some examples here. So if you want to go and check out these things, they're all in the same ticker every single week. Pretty good. So yeah, check it out. So this is my first particular thing I'm excited about when it comes to beating this downwards market. I think a lot of new traders are caught in this turnover, and I think you'll be surprised what you can do if you just use things that are smart, like catalysts. So catalysts often are not influenced by the market direction. And also selling options where you can be wrong, so this underlying can go down in price, and you can still make money. It can go up in price, and you can still make money. It can go sideways and do nothing, and you can still make money. So tomorrow I'm going to tell you a little bit more about one that works really well. And it's still working, even though we have slowed down a little bit. I definitely check out the one that I'm talking about tomorrow. I'll send out an email about that. I'll also post it in the Facebook groups and also do a video like this on it. So look out for that tomorrow. And hopefully you guys can check out Brian Bottarelli's Catalyst Cashouts Live. It's really low-cost service, which is good in these markets. Nobody wants to be spending $10,000 on a service like this. It's only $179 for a year, which is awesome. So definitely check it out. I'll leave all the links you need in the description below, and I hope you have a profitable tomorrow.